Shalom, Kahalo Yahweh Bashim Shai, Divine to the Apostle Elder Great Millstone were well, and salutation to the brethren on the four corners of the earth, push the word in truth and in sincerity. I wanted to say my piece on the war in heaven, spoken of in Daniel chapter 7, because basically that's exactly what's going on right now. That's been going on since the dawn of the transatlantic slave trade, since the Renaissance, It's been a war in heaven, a war against Jacob, man, against Israel, against the northern and southern kingdoms of blacks, Latins, and Native Americans. There have been a war against us for so long, and it's still raging. And it's not going to end until Yahweh Shem Shai, decides to step in, which Lord willing is going to be very soon, pursuant to the prophecies. So I'm gonna get right into it. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 19. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which we all know was the Roman Empire, which was diverse from all others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass. Now, that teeth of iron and nails of brass represent the military might, which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. Meaning he put all nations in subjection, man, and broke the nations up, and put garrisons in, and basically destroyed them. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up. Now the 10 horns that were in his head, that is fast forwarding up until the I want to say the late 1800s, early 1900s. The 10 horns that are in his head represent the 10 common markets. And of the other which came up, now that other which came up, or that horn, is talking about America, because America was birthed out of Rome. America was birthed from the philosophy and from the economic system of Rome. And before whom three fell, those three that fell before America were three kings. And of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things. And America does speak very great things. America speaks great things against Yahweh Bashim Shai, um, starting from the Roman Empire all the way till now. An example is, swearing on the Bible, and not keeping your promises. Another thing is promising to give his people aid and not bringing anything. Breaking his treaties. Telling you that uh, that Baptists and all these other religions, are your one true way to the Most High, when they're all a lie. It says, "Your mouth spoke very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows," meaning he was more fierce, man. Like the scriptures say, who can make war with the beast? And that beast is America. Just like back then, who can make war with Rome? No one. Rome did whatever it wanted. And so it is now today. America does whatever it wants, man. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. So America made war with the saints, and we all know the saints are the Israelites, man. And they made war against us by throwing us in slavery. And from then on until now, the war is still being waged, and it seems like it's a losing battle between Israel and Esau, man, which it's not. We're in this captivity, but in the end, the Lord is going to come back and send recompense upon the nation of Israel. But that war in heaven, man, that war against the saints, is goes all the way back to Genesis, from the beginning in Genesis, man, 27th chapter. Because Esau started this war way back then. This is Genesis 27-41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, "The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob." And from then on, Esau has been on a relentless task to get rid of the nation of Israel, man. He's been on a relentless task to destroy the nation of Israel, man, to destroy his brother, which has never really ended. This Revelation 13:7, and it was given him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, because he's the devil, So it was given him power to overcome the nation of Israel, to put us into slavery, to oppress us, to kill us, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations, even over the whole world. So this is his lot, man. You know, that's why when you go back in Genesis 27th chapter, his blessing was the field, and the dew of heaven. So he was destined to control all of this and to put all nations under subjection. And then speaking of under subjection, the like I said, nation of Israel was put under subjection and slavery. So that war in heaven is waging since then. You know, even now today, these curses still apply. This is Deuteronomy 28:49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. And anyone who has, any type of sense would understand that this is talking about Esau, because the eagle is Esau's national symbol, man. No matter what country he's in, whether it be France, Britain, uh, America, Germany, Spain, Portugal, the symbol is always an eagle, you know, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. And that's what happened, man. That's what happened to Gad. That's what happened to Issachar. That's what happened to Reuben. That's what happened to Zebulun. That's what happened to Naphtali. That's what happened to Asher. That's what happened to Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. That's what happened to the whole 12 tribes of Israel, man. Esau came through and wrecked shop. You know, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, because they were speaking English and we were speaking Hebrew. A nation of fierce countenance. You know, and when they came for war, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. And they were slaughtering everybody. They were slaughtering everyone, no matter who it was. You know, this is Deuteronomy 28:44. It says, "He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail." That's a very big point, because economically and social, in terms of social class, we are at the bottom of the society, and it's all been by design. This is a war tactic. Oppression is a war tactic. You know, this is part of not only a physical war, but a psychological and a spiritual war that's being waged on the nation of Israel. And they keep themselves ahead and us the tail by giving us these poor educations, poor medical systems. We don't get the best medical care. We get the low class classrooms, the 10-year-old textbooks, outdated 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 jobs. Our jobs are usually outsourced. We're fired or laid off. So we're going to be the tail in the society. So that's also part of keeping an edge in war is keeping your enemy fatigued. And that's what Esau has been doing to the nation of Israel for hundreds of years. And it's all by design. This is Psalms 55:20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. So, and that's the nation of Israel, man. Just look at the tribe of Gad when they came over here. When they came over here to the Americas, we would have had peace with them, but guess what? Scriptures say he hath broken his covenant. Even now today, he's broken his covenants that he was going to give the nation of Israel better health care. Send more jobs. And he's breaking his covenant again and again. Why? Because this is about keeping the nation of Israel at bay. Because you have to remember, this is war. And while we're at war, you can't give your enemy an edge, not an inch. Verse 21, it says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart." Of course, going all the way back to that Genesis chapter 27, war has always been in Esau's heart. So it's no surprise when you get up to Daniel 7 and Revelation 13 that war in heaven, or that war against the saints, was waged between Esau, from Esau, But war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, because their intent is always to destroy the nation of Israel. Esau is constantly in a war mentality, in a state of war, man. "Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved." And that's one thing that Esau doesn't understand. Why he thinks he has all this power, but all this power that he has, the Lord has given him, to in order to destroy and oppress the nation of Israel for what we did for going off. But ultimately, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, when he makes his move, Esau is going to be taken out of the way, man, and this whole world is going to be turned back right side up, because right now it's upside down. So it seems like he's winning the fight right now. But actually, the case is he's actually losing because everything he's doing is fulfilling the prophecy. It is moving us closer to redemption. This is Psalms 56:5. Every day they wrest my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. And you can see that in the G8 summits, in their political meetings, in their police, their police meetings, their military strategists, and their what do you call it? Their G8 summits, their Bilderberg summits. All their thoughts, all those summits are to, how do you say, to all those think tanks are for to to think of ways to better get rid of Israel, man. Because remember, it's all about the blessing. It's all about the blessing. So they're going to do whatever they can to get that blessing back. That's what this war is all about. The kingdom of heaven. But the thing about it is, Yahweh Shem Yahushua already prepared the kingdom of heaven for Israel since the beginning of time. So they are fighting a losing battle, is what they do not understand. They gather themselves together, they hide themselves, they mark my steps when they wait for my soul. So they're constantly, studying us and lying in wait, man, to catch us in traps, and setting traps for us. Shall they escape by iniquity? And thine anger cast down the people, O power. So they're not going to escape iniquity, man. And the Lord has indignation against them forever, man. And when he finally unleashes that indignation, Esau is going to be put to slavery, man, then put to death. That's just what it is. For what he's done against the nation of Israel, man, he touched the apple of the Lord's eye. When we were defenseless. He's waging war against a people that has no defense right now. This is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled, talking about Israel. Because we are robbed and spoiled. We are robbed of everything. We are stripped of everything. All of our dignity, all of our integrity, all of our intellect, our culture, our heritage, they are all of them snared in holes, in traps. Like the last verse said, man. Ooh, accidentally deleted it. Like the last verse said in Psalms 56:5, they mark their steps, man, and wait for my soul. Meaning they lie in wait and watch us and study us and set traps for us, man. And one trap is a prison house, One trap is a school system. One trap is a medical system, And they are hid in prison houses, So not only do Blacks, Latins, and Native Americans have the highest incarceration rate in the world, but also, we have the most. I'm just gonna say it. Jake is stupid, man. We have the dumbest people in the world. Our minds are in prison. A prison that was created by Esau. By the devil. By the subordinates of Satan. The machine of the so-called dragon. This empire called America. So we're in prison houses, man. Not only in actual prisons, but prisons for our minds. Prisons for our spirituality, so to speak. They are for a prey and none delivereth, right? Because they don't know Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So we're a prey right now. Like Nahum, what is that, Nahum chapter 2? Where it tells you that the prey departeth not. We're still a prey, man. We're still victims of this so-called white man. We're still POWs, man. We're prisoners of war. We're still here in America, held captive, man. Until our master, our general, Yahweh Shai, is finished with his reconnaissance mission to deliver us. And none saith restore, So no one's going to restore us but Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Because at the end of the day, Esau looks at us like trash, of course. but they want the Lord to look at us like trash. So now you have another element in this war, which is humiliation, you know, which is they want the Lord to disdain us, to disown us, which he will never do, you know. But it's like I said, it's all about getting that blessing back. This is Lamentation 2:15. All that passed by clapped their hands at thee, you know. So that's Esau and including the other nations, man. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, because they hate us, saying, "Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth?" You know. So they laugh. They laugh at us, man. They mock us, and they mock us to the Most High, because they're hoping that everything that they've put us through in this war, everything that they've done to fatigue us and to wear us out, and to destroy us, is hoping to declare himself the victor, man. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, "We have swallowed her up." Right? We've won. We've won. They actually are sitting around saying that they've won this war. Oh, how delusional they are. Certainly, this is the day that we looked for. We have found it. We have seen it. So they think they've seen the end, man. They think they've actually conquered us. It says, "The Lord hath done that which he had devised. He hath fulfilled his word that he had commanded in the days of old," which was to throw us into slavery and to devour us, "He hath thrown down and hath not pitied, and he hath caused thine enemy to rejoice over thee. He hath set up the horn of thine adversaries." So I think just because they're in power now, and the Lord has cast us down, that they've won this war, not knowing, or not realizing, or maybe, or what, they do know, but not wanting to realize, not wanting to understand that the Lord is going to raise us back up and put Esau back on the bottom, man, and then destroy them forever. It says, their heart cried unto, verse 18, their heart cried unto the Lord, O wall of daughter of Zion, let tears run down like a river day and night. Give thyself no rest, let not the apple of thine eye cease. And that's the point, man. Let not the apple of thine eye cease, So we have to keep fighting, man. And that's a message to the elect, the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, man. We have to keep fighting this war. We have to keep going, because the Lord is faithful. If we're faithful to him, he'll be faithful to us, man. All we have to do is keep going and endure to the end, brothers, and we're going to get out of here, and win this war, and Michael's going to fight for us, man. And when it's all said and done, we're going to have the kingdom. That's something Esau can't understand, man. That's why you read the Wisdom of Solomon 5. It tells you that he'll be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation. Like, these fucking niggas, man. These fucking niggas. Like, look at them. They're dirty. They're bums. They don't have the best. They don't have any education. They don't have any economics. They don't have any investments. They don't have any wealth. They haven't accumulated anything in this world thanks to us. So how are they still being delivered? How do they know the knowledge that they know? Not understanding that it's the Spirit of the Lord, man. Our Redeemer is going to come back and get us, man. This is Daniel 7:22. Well, I'm going to read back up a verse to 21. It says, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints, which was Esau, and prevailed against them, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. So, he seemed like he prevailed against us, right? But it says, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. So yeah, until Yahushua comes back and, and that judgment is passed, it seems like you're winning. It's okay. You can have this W, man. I'll take this L right now. But who's going to have that ultimate win in the end, man? It says, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. And that's the point. So after it's all said and done, the time is going to come that the saints will possess the kingdom. The Israelites will possess the kingdom of heaven, man. And Esau is going to be face down in the dirt. Verse 23, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms. It shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down, and break it in pieces. Right? Which is the Roman Empire, which now we're learning that has been transitioned into America, the American Empire. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. So that those 10 kings are those 10 common markers that form NATO. In the EU. That's like those 10 kings are the one that form the EU. And he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. So that king that rose after them was America. You know, and he did subdue 3 kings. It's going to say, because he subdued those 3 kings during the birth of America. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Like I was just saying, man, slavery. You got all these different treaties that he's broken, the massacres, and think to change times and laws, which he has done. You know, now you have what do you call it? The daylight savings times. You know, now you have the Gregorian calendar that we follow. That's been tweaked over the years. You know, so he doesn't follow the lunar calendar. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. And that was slavery all the way until now, man. You're given into his hand. And now it's about time that the Lord comes back and destroys this place, because his time is up. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end. See? So judgment shall sit that Esau shall be destroyed, and his dominion shall be taken away no matter what. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey him. Hitherto is the end of the matter, right? So everyone's going to obey the Most High, man, and Yahweh Shai. And hitherto is the end of the matter. So that's it. That's the final word, man. This is what's going to happen, whether you like it, believe it, understand it, or not. As for me, Daniel, my cogitations much troubled me, and my countenance changed in me, but I kept the matter in my heart. In Salakia, let me go back to verse 24, because like I said, he subdued 3 kings during the birthplace of America, and that was Britain during the Revolutionary War, France during the French-American War, and Spain during the Spanish-American War. Just wanted to get that out there, because I skipped that point. I was wondering if I should break that down or not, but I was like, go ahead and just break it down. So Salakia on that. But this is Psalm 62:3. So now, as you've seen in Daniel, the last few verses of Daniel, that Israel is going to take back the dominion, and it's all going to be stripped from Esau. And that was the end of the matter. That was the final words, right? So this is Esau's destiny. This is Psalm 62:3. How long will ye imagine mischief against the man? You shall be slain, all of you. So that right there is telling you that all of Esau is going to be destroyed, man. As a bowing wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency, and that's what they done. They consulted to cast Israel down, man, from the Most High. That's what this war was all about. They delight in lies and bless in their mouth, but they curse inwardly, Salah. So they're going to be slain, all of them, man. So Esau's in the trick bag, man. He thinks he's winning. He's winning, but he's fighting a losing battle, because it's already been decided that he's going to be destroyed. And the kingdom of heaven is going to belong to Israel. This is the last scripture, 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 10. Thus saith the Lord unto Ezra, tell my people that I will give them the kingdom of Jerusalem, which I would have given to Israel. Their glory also will I take unto me, and give these the everlasting tabernacles which I had prepared for them. So the kingdom's already. So the Lord has been preparing, the kingdom of heaven for Israel. They shall have the tree of life for an ointment of sweet savor. They shall neither labor nor be weary. So that sounds like being immortal to me. That sounds like living a long time. Go and ye shall receive. Pray for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened. Right? Because the shorter the days are, the faster we get the kingdom, man. Plus, Scripture said in Matthew 24, if the days weren't shortened for the elect's sake, no flesh shall be saved. So in order for us to be saved, then we have to pray that these days are shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. So what that's saying is the kingdom. We already have the kingdom. You know. So what's that saying is Israel's ultimately going to win this war, and Esau is fighting a losing battle, man. You know. So with that, this oppression ain't gonna last forever. The Lord's gonna bring us out of this, and we're going to be back on top. You know, on Esau's neck, having our feet on Esau's neck, and then he's going to be destroyed. So with that, I'm going to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I'm honored to the apostles and elders, great millstone of the well. Salutation to the brethren on the four corners of the earth, pushing word and truth and in sincerity. Shalom.